Have you ever been in a relationship where one moment your partner is deeply affectionate and the next, they're pushing you away? Maybe you've felt this within yourself, wanting love but also feeling terrified of being too close. If this sounds familiar, you might be dealing with disorganized attachment. This attachment style can create chaotic, confusing, and emotionally draining relationships, but don't worry, because today we'll break it all down. Stay tuned, because understanding this could completely change how you approach love and intimacy. Let's get started. To understand disorganized attachment, we first need to understand attachment theory. Psychologist John Bowlby developed attachment theory to explain how our early childhood experiences with caregivers shape the way we connect with others in adulthood. There are 4 main attachment styles. 1, secure attachment, comfortable with closeness, healthy emotional regulation. 2, anxious attachment, craves intimacy but fears abandonment. 3, avoidant attachment, values independence and avoids emotional closeness. 4, disorganized attachment, a chaotic mix of both anxious and avoidant behaviors. Now here's the key takeaway. People with disorganized attachment want love but also fear it. They crave emotional intimacy, but at the same time they don't trust it. This creates a confusing push and pull dynamic in relationships. So how does someone develop a disorganized attachment style? It almost always starts in childhood. This attachment style forms when a child experiences both comfort and fear from the same caregiver. For example, neglect or abuse. The caregiver is supposed to provide love and safety, but instead they become a source of fear. Inconsistent parenting. The child never knows if their needs will be met or ignored. Trauma. Experiencing early life trauma, such as witnessing domestic violence, creates a deep fear of connection. Caregiver instability. If a parent struggles with mental health issues, addiction, or unpredictable behavior, the child grows up feeling unsafe. The result? A deep internal conflict. The child loves their caregiver but also fears them, creating confusion that follows them into adult relationships. If you or your partner have disorganized attachment, you might notice these key behaviors. Fear of abandonment and fear of closeness. You want intimacy but push people away when they get too close. Hot and cold behavior. One moment you crave affection and the next you feel suffocated. Difficulty trusting others. You assume people will hurt or betray you even if they've done nothing wrong. Emotional overwhelm. You struggle with extreme emotions and feel like relationships are a roller coaster. Self-sabotage in relationships. You unconsciously destroy good relationships because deep down you believe love is dangerous. Attracting toxic partners. You find yourself drawn to emotionally unavailable, abusive, or inconsistent partners. If you have disorganized attachment, your relationships likely feel unstable, exhausting, and unpredictable. Here's why. You send mixed signals. One day you're deeply affectionate, the next you withdraw emotionally. You struggle with emotional regulation. Small conflicts feel like major betrayals, leading to explosive fights or shutdowns. You don't feel safe in love. Even in a good relationship, you expect things to go wrong. You might test your partner. To see if they'll abandon you, you might pick fights or create drama. You fear rejection but push people away first. It's a defense mechanism to avoid getting hurt. The result, you either stay in toxic relationships or run from healthy ones. If your partner has disorganized attachment, here's what you should know. They aren't trying to hurt you on purpose. Their reactions come from deep-seated fears and past trauma. They need reassurance and space. It sounds contradictory, but they crave love while fearing it. Patience is key. If they're willing to work on themselves, the relationship can improve. However, if they refuse to address their behaviors, the relationship may become toxic, exhausting, and unhealthy. The good news, disorganized attachment is not permanent. You can heal and develop a secure attachment style. Here's how. Self-awareness. Recognize your triggers and patterns in relationships. Therapy and inner work. Trauma therapy, like EMDR, helps process childhood wounds, mindfulness and emotional regulation. Learn to calm your emotions instead of reacting impulsively. Journaling and self-reflection. Writing helps identify patterns and emotional triggers. Building secure relationships. Surround yourself with consistent, healthy people who show love without chaos. Disorganized attachment creates a complicated relationship with love, but with self-awareness, healing, and effort, you can build healthy, secure, and fulfilling connections. If this video helped you, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this.